All right, we made it up to the middle school now, which is in Toledo. And this is where Dave was a teacher for quite some time. And I, of course, went to school here as well. This is what the school looks like. Of course, this was the former high school for Toledo, back when Toledo and Tama had their own schools before conjoining. And then became the middle school. Dad, how long were you a teacher here? Here specifically?
I taught here for 20 years.
20 years. And you were a special ed teacher. Did you teach anything else while you're here? No? Well, you did. You filled in for...
long before here, but yeah, when I was...
But I mean, when you were here, you filled in for, everybody. So you ended up teaching just about everything.
Yeah.
While you're here. And so I was trying to think about this on the way down here. Actually, I was trying to think of the offices or the rooms that you had. I remember at least two. So there was one that was down on this side.
I was down on that end I had 2 rooms on the south end.
Yeah.
2 different
you
rooms
had,
at 2 different times.
I remember you had a room that when I was here was where Mrs. Hosky was, where her room was, and then you had a tiny little office.
Actually, I had 3 rooms then because I'd forgotten about that one. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the nurse's office now.
Okay.
Yeah, so 2 inky-dinky rooms. Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I liked it down there though.
Yeah. So was that it? And then
just right above the doorway. Nope, to the one just to the left of the one up there on second floor.
Okay, on the second floor
was my last room.
Okay, that's right. I remember that now. Yeah, I remember going. Well, I remember first of all really liking the fact that you were here when I was here, because if I needed you to get me something, you could do that.
Yeah.
Or if I'd forgotten my homework at home or something along those lines. I remember one time in art class, we had some sort of celebration day where we could bring a pop, but I forgot a pop. But you were here, so I made you get me a pop for that day. But I also remember after school, like playing games on your computer until you were ready to go home. Played a lot of Tetris. There was like a bubble game that we played back in the day. I think you had on your computer. In fact, way back in the day with floppy disks and whatnot, there were a couple of games I remember playing on your computer at that point as well. And of course, on the other side, around this corner over here, is the gym, and played a lot of basketball up in that gym, because I would come with you early in the morning. You used to get here super early. What time did you used to get here?
Well, my normal, when I was teaching and not coaching anything, my normal time was any time between 5:15 and 5:30.
Yeah. So it was ridiculous, but I would come with you, and you would open up the gym for me, and I would just shoot around up there until it was time for school. So why did you come here so early?
It was, well, our principal would allow us, if we came early, we could leave early.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to stay until 4 o'clock. So I left as soon as school was out, or as soon as the kids were gone, then I could leave. But it was just so quiet. I didn't have any interference from anything. I didn't have to answer a phone. I didn't have to talk to parents. I didn't have kids coming in. It gave me time to work. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do remember the feeling of, or sort of the what do I want to call it? So kind of the, I guess the feeling of walking into the school when nobody else was here, and it was very, very quiet, but it was very it was really peaceful. I thought it was I liked that as well when I would come with you for that, for sure. So take us through some of the memories that you have, some of the stories that you have from teaching here all those years.
Well, it's A lot of times it's more about the people that you deal with when for a job anyway, and I had some of the really best people to work with. I primarily was a 8th grade special education teacher, but and the 8th grade teachers that I worked with through the years were really fantastic, and I learned a lot from them as teachers, and also they were my friends. So
Yeah.
that was good. I had a lot of great kids. Unbelievable number of kids that I remember, and kids that ones that kind of stick to you a little bit, and you remember that maybe came in and didn't do real well, or didn't they had issues, and by the time they left, they were doing pretty good. So that was always a good feeling, and so I like that. I just like being with the people that I taught with, and certainly with the kids that I had. I coached, as I said before, I coached 8th grade basketball for quite a while. We always had morning practices that started at 6 o'clock, and that was no big deal for me at that time.
Yeah.
Kids hated it, but it was okay by me.
Yeah. So any specific stories that you enjoy from those times?
Again, this is one when I turned 50.
Yeah.
That seems like a long time ago, and I wish I were only 50 now. But I was in that little inky-dinky room, and wasn't anticipating, but I got to school on the day of my birthday, and I walked in, and it was completely full of balloons.
Yeah.
Mom and a couple of the other teachers.
Yeah.
Doug.
Yeah.
had gotten a bunch of balloons, and they had black crepe paper and all that sort of thing that was in there. That's that one I remember.
Yeah.
For sure. That was cool.
Yeah.
That was way cool.
Yeah, I remember that. That was cool.
Yeah. Always liked the days. I think it was Wednesdays or Thursdays. I can't remember what day it was now. But one day that we always had, teachers had to bring treats.
Oh, yeah.
And that was always kind of a fun day too, because the teachers always brought such good things to eat. And conferences, oh man, I love conferences because everybody brought something to eat. We just hogged out.
Yeah.
On conference days, so
that
was good.
Yeah, and you were talking earlier about those students, and I mean, we go wherever we go. It's not uncommon for somebody to come up to you, whether they were a player of yours at some point or a student of yours, and say hi and thank you. And that's always something for me that I really. It made me smile for sure whenever somebody like that somebody comes up, and like say it happens just about everywhere we went. A lot of people are appreciative of you.
Well, I've been lucky that way. I always thought I was kind of a horse's backside, but apparently that I wasn't completely. So yeah, it's very rewarding.
Yeah,
for sure.
There are definitely some players I think that might call you something more aggressive, but that's always something that I've been super proud of you for, is when those people come up and talk, and sometimes they'll even say they'll talk to me while saying how much they appreciate you and what you did for them, and I thought that was always super cool. So any other memories about the South Tama Middle School? Yeah.
When it was warm outside, it was really warm inside.
Yes.
Cold in the summer or in the winter time.
That is absolutely the case, and we've sort of been talking about the derecho, and the middle school was hit pretty hard in that as well. The whole, the roof was destroyed basically.
Yeah, they had a lot of damage here from the derecho, and had one year where they could not even, last year, 2020, they could not use it at all.
Yeah.
And just came back into it for the 2021-22 school year.
Yeah. I was talking about the gym earlier, and I used to shoot up there a lot because, I'd come with you early in the morning, and you would let me in, and we would, and I would shoot around. And so that's the gym that I always shot the best in, I think, because I just shot so much up there. So I was used to the hoops. And I know other teams used to complain about how tight the rims were in the middle school gym. It didn't bother me because I shot so much. In fact, when we would have snow days, he used to drive me up here. Me and my friends would play basketball. In fact, I had a friend that's named Shane. He lived in this house right here, and he used to have a basketball hoop right there too. And we used to play on that basketball hoop quite a bit. And then, like I say, on snow days and things along those lines, Dad would let us into the gym, and we would play basketball and all sorts of things. That was a lot of fun.
One of the things that just struck me, reminded me, is that we always had, the 8th grade had some special days where we would do a unit or something.
Yeah.
In particular, for the 8th graders, it was the units on Greek mythology.
Yeah.
And doing those things, and dressing as a teacher, I had to dress as a Greek god. And then the kids also did that, and then we had our own Olympics. And
Yeah.
you probably remember that.
I do remember that. That was a lot of fun. Those were definitely some of my favorite days as far as middle school goes. Yeah, that was really cool.
We had when Sarah was in school, we would take every spring. It'd be close to Mother's Day. We would take 50 kids and go to Chicago.
Oh yeah.
And spend a weekend in Chicago and go to the aquarium or go to the history museum.
Yeah.
That was fun. I enjoyed doing that too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. All right, anything else you want to
I think
share?
we're good.
All right. Well, we will head to our next spot. One last spot, I think, here in town. Gonna head out to Toledo Heights, so that's where we will join you next.